Welcome back again to another video. Fred here, and today we will be discussing Surrounded by Idiots from, Thomas Erikson. And this book is super cool because basically Thomas Erikson has done a lot of research into personality types, into different kinds of people, how they behave or how to, interact with them, that they understand what you're saying. It's super interesting, he uses this metaphor of you try to make yourself heard to someone who might be different from you. You do it how you think about life, but he says you're doing it wrong. You should always talk to people according to how they think, because they only listen how they listen. They cannot, think another way. So it's super interesting, this book. It talks about 4 personality types. You have 4 colors: the blues, the reds, the greens, and the yellows. These 4 colors. I also put a chart here. He uses very simple diagrams to explain how these people are, how they behave, what are their main characteristics. So if you have a spectrum like this and then you have 4 colors, it basically goes from introverted on the left to extroverted on the right. So are you passive or are you active? Are you reserved or are you an implementer? And then you also have the vertical spectrum, where on the bottom are relation oriented, and on the top you are more goal oriented. Then these 4 colors fit into one of these 4 columns. So for example, blues are right in the left top. So a blue person is passive and he's very goal oriented. Always to give extreme examples just to make it easier, like the machines. These are the robots, these are the people that are very passive and super accurate. They want to do everything according to the rules, and if something doesn't go rightly as it should go, then they get very irritated. But they're not the ones who to speak up all the time, they just want to do their thing very quietly and it's all right. These are the people that would not trust an Excel formula. They would always double check with their calculator to make sure that every, thing is correct. That's the extreme case, but there you have the blues. Then if we stay on the top, so goal-oriented, but we go to active, we have the reds. The reds are the people, the redheads. These are the people who are super goal-oriented and super active. They're implementers. They always speak up their mind the moment something happens. They're always fast-moving, want to do everything like that, These are very active people. They are perceived to be very arrogant. Then we move downwards to more relationship-oriented but active people. These are the green people. Most people are green people. They need other people's approval to feel good about themselves. They are people, who care about other people. They want to make sure that everyone is on board, and if someone's not on board, they can be bothered with it. They're like, well, why are you not on board? And they want to talk to them. Well, reds, they don't care. They just know, they think they're right and they want to move on. That's the difference between a red and a green. The yellows. The yellow people are in general very self-centered. They're the people who generally talk a lot at parties. They always want to be in the middle. They want to, everyone to look at them, everything like that. Right now, I've explained the 4 different kinds of people. I hope it makes some sense. The book, very shortly, I don't want to talk too long about it, but just, give an impression of what this book is about, why it's interesting. I always make notes about the books that I read, just like 1 page, and then I also have the charts in there because I think it's super interesting. And basically, the author gives 4 tips, 1 for each color, how to deal with them. And he says, be quick and ready with reds. So with the reds, you shouldn't, try to explain everything you do. If a red, for example, is your boss, big chance your boss is a red. Don't explain why you did everything and how you did it and blah, blah. Just tell them, hey, I did this is the result, bam. And they'll say okay, good or bad, fix it, or, go ahead. That's all they want to hear. You shouldn't try to over-explain yourself to a red. Good to know. With yellows, you want to be flattering and repetitive, because yellows are self-centered. They like to talk a lot. They don't like to listen a lot. You always have to explain 10 times what they have to do, and then you have to ask them to repeat what they have to do to make sure that they know what they have to do. Of course, very extreme, but it's just a good way of understanding, if I notice someone is very self-centered, they talk a lot, they're probably not good listeners. Just to understand, okay, if, for example, I'm in a work environment and I have to deal with a yellow, this is the way to do it, repeat it a lot, ask them to repeat what you said, and then you move on. Then we go to the greens, the more, passive relationship-oriented people. This book argues, be understanding with greens. With greens, emotions play a big role. So you have to make sure that they understand why they have to do it and how they have to do it. Now I'm talking in a work environment, but you can apply to anything, right? Even if you have a fight with a green friend, you have to focus on emotions. You have to focus on them understanding why you did something or how you did it. You shouldn't be like a red. You shouldn't say bam, 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 this and this, because then they think, you're an asshole. You're unconsiderate. With a green, you have to be very considerate. Something to take in mind. And then you have the blues. You have to be prepared and detailed with blues. Blues want to know exactly why you did it, how you did it. The opposite of a red. They want to understand everything. They want to know why you did A and why you didn't do B, why you didn't do C and did A. They want to know everything. So with them, be detailed, be precise, then they will understand. These are just the tips that this book gives. It explains everything. There's much more in this book, but these are just the takeaways that I think are cool, that are important. And now, just as a little bit of a game, you try to, understand, hey, what color are my friends, or a combination? It's normally 1 or maximum 2 colors. Almost no one is 3 colors. It's most of the time a combination of 2. And it's just interesting to think about it. And I don't think it's manipulative. You can maybe use a manipulative, but it just makes you understand people better. For example, if I'm a green, I shouldn't talk to a red as if I'm a green. I should try to talk to them as if I was a red, because then they listen better. It's all about being heard. You want your message to come across. If you can deliver your message better by trying to explain it in a different way, they will understand you better. In short, that's what this book is about. Super interesting. I'm sure you will love it. And I really want to know in the comments what you thought about this book. Is this something you'll be interested in? What color do you maybe think you are? What's something that you want to find out in this book? Let me know. I'm super curious. Please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already and you liked the video. More content is coming on the way. I'm super excited to make more of these videos. I'm very passionate about these kinds of books, and I hope I get this message across, right? Now I have to talk to all colors, so it's a little bit more difficult, but I think you get the point. I want to thank you all for watching this video and see you guys in the next one. And as always, stay positive, be happy, Fred out.